Anyway, this is Blake. I'm going to be talking about my new website as well as the movie Act of Valor. I have my notes because I have a lot of stuff I have to cover and I cannot get off track. Anyway, I'm really happy with this new website. It's been a lot of fun. I've been learning a lot. And I prefer it over free webs. Free webs is becoming too much of a hassle for me. One major thing I want to stress with this new website is that it's my home base now. Before, like with my free webs website, it was just my written reviews, and I think I had a link for my YouTube page, but that was it. I didn't ever really discuss critiquing the critics or creepy bald guy or kick-ass of awesome episodes. And whereas my YouTube account was primarily just for my video reviews. But now with this new website, I'm pretty much combining them. You will find everything on there. I'm going to be uploading my more elaborate episodes onto Blip, so stuff like critiquing the critics, kick-ass of awesome, creepy bald guy reviews, guidelines, not sucking at video reviewing. Not my vlogs. I'll probably just continue using YouTube for those. But so that could all be found on my website first. But if your computer can't sustain Blip very well, I have some computers that don't work very well with Blip. I will upload them to YouTube. It's just a matter of when. So, for example, when I review the Spill Crew, I'll post it first on my website via Blip, and then maybe a week later I'll upload it to YouTube. So hopefully that will be okay. So you will have to wait maybe a little longer, but you will eventually see it. Speaking of which, right now there is a new Critiquing the Critics episode out on my website. I'm reviewing a reviewer named MPN1990 who does a web show called Unlicensed Garbage. It is on Blip, and I'll probably actually upload that on YouTube just Thursday, so there's only a few days because I haven't gotten on to the hang of things yet, and I was behind. But so yeah, go ahead and check that out. As you guys might know, I completely revamped Kick-Ass of Awesome. Before it was just a vlog, and now I added the trailer at the very end. But now I script and edit the videos. It's almost complete voiceover, very to the point, and they're really short. I've only done one episode, which can be found on the website too. It's of a movie called Tiger and Crane Fist, which was directed by Jimmy Wang Yu, and it's actually the movie that Steve Oedekerk would use for footage when he did Kung Pao. Which is a favorite guilty pleasure of mine. So that can be found on my website too. It's not even 2 minutes long, so go ahead and check that out. And there's some new written reviews. I reviewed Tremors, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, The Burrowers. Then I believe tomorrow I'll post my review of Hostel. And I still have to bring all my old links to there somehow, but I haven't decided how I want to do that yet. So there's plenty of stuff you could check out. I want to give a special thanks to the 69 God. That's his YouTube account name. I'll post a link to that channel in my descriptions. He's really helped me with this website. In fact, I'm really piggybacking off of him. You could actually find some of his reviews at my website too. Not my website, it's his website, but we're kind of partnered up. He reviewed Captain America, Bunraku, I believe it's called. I haven't seen that one yet though. And Thor, and he has some interesting points. Even when I don't agree with him, I do respect and understand why he feels that way. So definitely check out his stuff. Once again, man, thanks for all your help. I would not be where I am with this new website without you, obviously. So anything else? Oh yeah, I have a Twitter account. Now, I'm not the type of guy who really cares about stuff like Twitter and Facebook and MySpace, but I guess I better get up with the times. And I've had this Twitter account for a while, but I never did anything with it. So if you're into that, just go ahead and follow me. I talk about, well, obviously some updates and some movies that I don't do any kind of reviews on, like, what did I talk about lately? Alfred Hitchcock's The 39 Steps, Essential Killing, which is some really boring art house film, and Che Part 1 with Benicio del... Am I thinking of the right guy? Yeah, Benicio del Toro, and that was a pretty good one. So yeah, I'll try to use that quite a bit, but hopefully not go too far with it. So yeah, if you're into that, go ahead and follow me on Twitter. I need to get my Facebook going again though. I haven't even signed into that forever. But so yeah, that's I think all I have to say about that. I'm really happy with the way things are moving. I'm picking up my schedule for Critiquing the Critics, and I will start working on a creepy bald guy review soon. I'm thinking I'll do that between my reviews of the Spill Crew and Spoonie 1, because I want to really put a lot of effort into my Spoonie review, because it's the most anticipated review yet, because everybody wants me to review him. So I'll probably have like a month break between there, and I'll just focus on preparing for my review of Spoonie, but then do this creepy bald guy review. So yeah, I know a lot of people have been bugging me about that lately because I'm so behind on that, but it's not completely dead yet. I just got to figure out what I want to do with it. Anyway, that's all I have to say about that. I guess I should talk about the movie Act of Valor. This was a movie that I thought it looked really cool from the trailers, but the reviews completely tore it apart. But usually I don't agree with the reviews completely. And actually, I think if you read most of the individual reviews, it's not that the movie is really bad. It's just not really good. And I think when you put too much stock into something like Rotten Tomatoes, you just can't trust that for a movie like this. Because it's not awful. It's just, I don't know, I'm split down the middle. It's kind of mediocre when you think about it. For one, the writing is very, very conventional. All the cliches that you expect to happen will happen. Characters say and do everything that you expect them to say. The plot is like, it's partially absurd, but at the same time, at times it feels pretty real. It just, I don't know, there's not balance. It'll go back and forth between, yeah, I could see this happening, and then to, this is stupid. No, it is possible that something like this did happen in real life, but you know what they say about how sometimes real life is more daft than cinema, so that may be one of those exceptions. But my main problem wasn't so much with the plot as much as how they handled the characters. Like, it's like they took the big book of cliches to write these guys. Did you remember that movie Battle Los Angeles? It's like they took every single cliche that you could think of and make a character out of them. This isn't quite as bad in regards to that. But yeah, there's the dude with the pregnant wife, and you know how that kind of stuff's going to end. The narrative is really disjointed in that, and what's weird is that it didn't need to be that messy. I think this movie could have been really simple and straightforward, and it would have been better. So by having this narration, the flashbacks, and plus it's kind of spoiler heavy, I did not like that. I don't like when movies do that in general, so that was a problem. Anything I liked about the script? I don't know. There are parts. It has a lot of action, but that's more on the director. You know, it's weird because the guy who wrote this did 300, and I guess I have to presume that Zack Snyder was responsible for the good things in that script for that movie. I will say this, I am glad that the movie appreciates the military. Obviously, because it was like a propaganda film, but I feel that's become too much of a cliche that we demonize these guys. Like movies with like District 9 or even Avatar, which sort of deals with it as a subtext. You know, I don't mind when you want to criticize the military or certain parts within the military, but it's become too common, and I feel that it's kind of a dishonor to the guys who are fighting for our country and who do deserve our respect. And so I am glad when a movie like this, and even Battle Los Angeles, comes out and appreciates them. The directing and cinematography is really out there. I'll come back to that a little bit later. The acting is about as bad as I expected, but it's not like awful. It's just below average. It's really flat. Once again, part of the problem is that the dialogue and the way the characters are written is so bland and cliched that it would have been hard for these actors to really make it look good. But I'm going to say this. They do well when they're, discussing plans or barking orders. It's just when they're trying to be dramatic, the stuff with the friends or their wives, or when they're having any kind of witty banter amongst themselves, that's when their weaknesses start to really show. So that wasn't very good, but it could have been a lot worse. And but with the cinematography, it's weird because it might just have been my theater, but it seemed like there was always these weird glows around the characters and vehicles. It looked like sometimes when you see a special effect where it appears they cut out part of the film and plastered it on another part of the film, or when you take off the glasses when you're watching a 3D movie, how the colors are all out of whack. Sometimes it really looked like that. It looked weird and awkward, like maybe I was thinking maybe the cinematographer was a novice or something, and they just didn't understand the tricks of the trade. But the guy had done quite a few movies, so I'd hope it was my theater. If you've seen the film, did you notice this? I'm talking like there just like be this weird blue glow around stuff. And sometimes the lights would bounce off the colors really oddly and make everything sort of blend together in almost a surreal fashion, but not... I can't even explain it. It was just really weird looking. But that was sort of mixed in with some parts that were really inspired and really gorgeous to look at. Some scenes are beautifully framed, incredibly ambitious, and even though they're kind of cliched visuals, like the helicopter is carrying a boat in the sunset, it just looks amazing. And I thought that was one of the film's strengths, is even though the cinematography to me felt very awkward and amateurish, it was really inspired. At least it felt like they were trying their best. They were just really making some weird mistakes throughout the movie, and I'm not sure who to blame that on, because the cinematographer had done quite a few stuff, but whereas the directors were the ones who were new. So maybe it was their fault. I don't know. In terms of the action, this movie is full of action. It is almost non-stop action. I prefer the stuff that's more like Mission Impossible 4 or the Hurt Locker type action with this in this movie and how it uses its action sequences. The more stuff that relies on suspense, a low but consistent level of edginess, like when you see in the trailers where the guy is coming up from behind the other dude with his hands out, and then somebody else shoots him, and the guy falls, and he was only there to catch him. I liked that kind of stuff, and I thought they did a real good job with that kind of stuff. But when it comes to the more hardcore action sequences, there's too much. It was too tightly edited. The camera was constantly moving around. It was really disorienting. I did like how they treat the violence as they're unapologetic about it, but they're not being sleazy with it either. There are some scenes like where a guy gets his eye knocked out or a kid's running around on fire that you see him enough to where you acknowledge him as being horrible, horrible things to watch, but they don't stay with it for too long to where it becomes tasteless. So, and in the end, I just thought I liked some aspects of it and I disliked other aspects, but I really just thought it was sort of mediocre. So I think it's worth a rental if you want to see it. If you really want to see it bad enough, go ahead and check it out in the theaters. But for the most part, I'd say wait till it comes out on DVD or even TV. That's it. I did not do a written review of that one, but please check out my website and all that stuff that entails. So I'll see you guys later.